Two cars, one episode, me and Barney working the magic. Let's get into it. Chevrolet Captiva, yeah, 4x4. Let me just show you what's happened. Right, as you can see, the driver's seat is laid right back. So they brought it into us, sent it, they've had all switches apart, etc. It goes backwards, but it doesn't go forwards. So when it started playing up, it was getting further and further back. So what I'll do, I'll put it right the way back and see if it'll reset to come forward. Unfortunately, it stayed there. So her husband's taking it apart, checked the switch, or thought it was a switch. Can't get hold of a switch at the moment. So brought it down to us, said, is there anything we can do? So what we found is, so this plug, as you're putting it back, it's going to 12 volt, this one. So we know the voltage is coming out to try and put it backwards. So to try and work out what's going on, what you do is you need to find out which other wire that's going to go into the motor and come back out. So I can't see what colour they are, what goes into the seat, because I can't get to the motor because the seat's right the way back, so I can't undo the back of the seat. So let me show you how I found this. So what we know is, we got red and white is your main live, and the black and white is earth. So after that, we've got 2, 2, 2, and so we've got 4 motors in there. But we know that this brown and black gives power to put that one back down. So all we got to do, now we know that it's going to be one of these thick wires. This only works if it comes direct from the switch. If it's going through modules and stuff, don't take this as gospel, but this is direct to the motor. So if you're putting earth into there, if you go across any of the other ones, there's no circuit. So that means they are the 2 wires going to the motor. So if we reverse polarity it, we should be able to power that motor up. This has got its own fuse inside it. So big thick wires like that going to a motor, if there's an issue with the motor, this would blow. So it's got circuit protection. So there we go.
Right, we got a 2014 Peugeot Partner in the workshop. It's coming with an ABS fault on the dash. This has had a conversion, so they've moved a tank in the rear. And when they do that, usually chop all the wiring, extend it and move it all back. So that is the first place we're going to look at. They've changed the offside rear sensor on it. So let's give it a scan, dig into it and see what we can find. Right, so we've got the car in the air. I did give it a quick scan. It did say offside rear sensor. So I've jacked the car up both sides so we can test both to make sure we know what we need to have. And we're on the driver's side here. There's the plug for the ABS sensor. So let's probe it, see what we got. Right, ignition's on. We got our earth. And we've got no live. Right, as we thought, it's probably going to be a broken, well, it's not probably about it really. It's going to be a broken wire where they've done the conversion. They've moved the fuel tank from its original position. So what they do is they just cut the wires. Obviously, the way they run at the moment, I'll show you now. The way that the wires are run with the brake pipe, it's definitely not how it's meant to be. They usually run across the rear axle, but in this case they're running right along the sill. So what we're going to do is just trace it down a little bit, see if we can see any indefinite breaks, see anything that's in our face obvious, and go from there. But I'm going to have a quick mooch about, see what I can find, and I'll be back with you in a minute.
So we put earth one side of the motor, power it up, and now it's coming back up. So that shows the motor integrity. And wiring, that's all good. It's the same power in, the same earth in and out for all the motors, so we know all that's good. So it can only be this switch. So now we know we've got a problem inside this switch. I would think it's going to have a double pole switch in there, which is probably not repairable, but I'm thinking about taking this apart and having a quick look. Two things are going to happen. Springs are going to fly out of it and none of them are going to work. Or we'll be able to see a bad solder joint or something on that switch. Might be able to get it back working again until we can get one of these for them. So let's get it on the bench, have a look. All right, it's got to be the best thing we've done or the worst thing we could have done. So ooh. Might need to be a 2 screwdriver jobby. Problem is with these, if they ping out, that's one side out gently. Right, so might be able to do something. So what we've got here, set of switches which literally go backwards and forwards, but I don't think you can get into them. So I will pop that off the top just in case you can see the contacts. Might be able to get some cleaner in there, but I'll be surprised. Oh, might be able to. Yeah, so we've taken that off, and yeah, the contacts are buried in there. There's not a lot we can do. Yeah, it's pushing the contacts. Yeah, even if we did do a repair on it, it's not going to be that clever. Just make sure all where they're soldered on are good. They're good. Can we do anything? No, I don't think we can. That's live in, live out, earth in, earth out. Right, I'm going to give it a little spray, a little, but yeah, I can't see it happening, but we proved it is down to the switch, and we'll have to try and get another one. But yeah, they've had a search around themselves, but the main thing is it's drivable now, the seat's back up, the rest of it will all work, and they can have it back. So if this works, I'll let you know. If it don't, they'll have it back. So cheers.
So it's literally been about 30 seconds. I pulled back a little bit of trunking and look what we found. This is our live wire. Now we know we've got a broken wire, what we can do is just run a little wire, see what we've got, and then make sure it's the same as the other side, check the live data, make sure they're both working, and then we can solder it up, make sure it's all good to go. So let's get the live data up, see what we've got, make sure they're both working, and then we can solder this wire up, do a nice repair, and then take it for a road test. Well, we've got it up on the live data. On there, we're going to spin the wheel. And there she goes. What we're also going to do is just clear the codes. There we go, no codes left in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to solder that wire up and put it all back together. Take it for a road test and I'll see you after that, so I'll be back in a minute.
He's a genius, is what I'd normally say if I was confident in the repair. It is working. So yeah, cleaning up the contacts or putting some cleaner in the contacts has made it work again, but this gets stuck at any point again. If we could have got to the actual contact and we could have seen that it was arcing and we'd cleaned it and got it all nice, we'd be a bit more confident. So it's working now. She's back on the road. That's about all we can do. She can actually set it, that's the main thing. She'll be able to set it to exactly where she likes driving. So I'm going to try and get this back together for her. And yeah, that's another job sort of successfully done. So, what? See you in the next one. Just a quick one, guys. So, regular viewers of the channel, about 50% of you haven't subscribed. It does help the channel if you do subscribe. It costs nothing. A lot of people do actually think that subscribing means that they're paying some sort of monthly subscription. It's not. So it just means YouTube can recommend us or other content very similar to us to your channel when it comes up. If you press a bell notification, it immediately sends our stuff to you when we put a new one out. So that's all it does. Again, if you do like the channel, maybe give it a little like. That helps us out as well. And a comment. Anything you want to comment on, let us know. And yeah, and again, YouTube, like, all that sort of stuff. We have got a live going out again on Sunday. We'd like some comments, anything you'd like us to talk about. Me and DTE, so Volkswagen man, auto electrician man. So anything you want us to talk about, let us know and we'll get it on there. Thanks very much. Let's go back into the episode.
Back from road test on the Peugeot TP. It is a TP, isn't it? It's a doodah, what's it? It's a whatever, it's a woozy, it's a blah, 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 blah. It's fairy dust. If you know where that's from, I will give you a high five when I see you. But it's all good. Sensor's now working, just a broken wire. There's another one, good to go back to the customer. Yeah, so I'm going to give him a bell, tell him to come get his van. It's all good. I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da! God, I'm turning into Bob. We'll be a bit more confident.